Today I'm counting down my picks for the top 10 best products that I reviewed in 2023. Now I reviewed over 200 products this year, and these are my picks for the best of the bunch. All the products in this countdown may not be new, but they are new to me in 2023. So without further delay, let's get right to my best of 2023. We start our countdown with a brand that's been on several of my best of the year lists in the past, and that is the Ninja brand. This year it's the Ninja Thirsti, which is a carbonated beverage system. I found it easy to use. I found the results to be very good. Here's some scenes from my original Ninja Thirsti review. I put the Energy Peach Mango and the Splash Tart Lemon here. You can go from no fizz to 3 levels of fizz, so 4 total. Then you select your size, 6, 12, 18, or 24 ounces. Right here you can adjust the strength of either one of these. You can go 0, 1, or 2 for either one. You can mix and match however you want. Choosing a fizz level, I think I'm gonna go on the low end of fizz here. We're going 6 ounces. Flavor strength, we're going regular on just the peach mango, and oh, here we go, here we go. Well, we got it started off with just water, now we got flavor coming in here. It looks pretty nondescript. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. Oh, it tastes pretty good. The amount of fizz isn't really that bad. I can't imagine going a lot fizzier than that. First it starts with just water, and then it seems to kick over to the flavor. Very fizzy. Pull it back, snap it in place, close it up. It seems very simple. I thought it was gonna be more elaborate than it is. It really isn't. The flavors are easy to put in there and take out whenever you need to, and they do close back up for easy storage. It is very simple to use, and the drinks are all quite good. Everything I tried, I liked. Those who don't mind the price, I think will find a solid offering with effective results. Number 9 on my list is the Tada chair. It can be used as a walking stick or a chair. I've reviewed other products like this in the past, and those left a lot to be desired, but the Tada chair does deliver the goods. It's sturdy, it's functional. I think it definitely deserves a place on this year's top 10 list. Here are some scenes from my original review. It looks like a walking stick or a cane, and it is, but it's also a chair. This is how it comes. There's no assembly required. Push the lever down, you got your chair. It feels pretty sturdy. But let's say I've been walking for a while, oof, it's hot out here. I gotta take a rest. Unlatch it, push it down, and we're good to go. So you're supposed to sit on it like this with the handle up front here. All right, now say I'm done, all you gotta do is pull it up. Latch it, locked and loaded and ready to go. I think it's about time to take this out for some real world tests. A good place. Overall, I am kind of a fan though. I like how fast it opens up and how fast it closes. It's really convenient for that. I can imagine being somewhere like a convention where there's never anywhere to sit. You can just kind of have your seat anywhere. So I don't know, I kind of like it. So in the end, I would say the Tada chair pretty much lives up to its advertising hype. It does exactly what it's supposed to do, and I think it does it pretty well. Number 8 on my list is one of those products that might seem like it's not very interesting until you use it. And that would be the automatic salt and pepper mills. Unlike traditional mills, there's no twisting with these. All you do is turn them over and they do the rest. Plus they kind of have this cool light for the extra geek factor. Check out some scenes from my original review. These are no ordinary salt and pepper mills. They allow for one-handed operation. But with these, there's no twisting involved. Now without anything in there, let's just tip it over and see what happens. Oh yeah, it knows. It knows when it's being tipped over. First test. Oh yeah, oh wow. Oh, that must be fine. That's very fine. Very fine, cool. It actually worked. So this is all the way over for fine. Let's just do like one full turn over to coarser and see what that does. That's more coarse, I would say. I'll keep going, I'll go in one more turn. This was all the way to fine, this was 1 turn, and this was 2 turns. I think it was pretty good. Let's try the pepper now. All the way to fine. Let's see what we got here. And there it goes. Oh, you can actually see the blue light on this white surface a little better. Let me do 1 turn and keep going. 1 turn all the way around. All right, here we go, one more turn. All right, this was all the way to fine. That was about 1 turn, and that was about 2 turns. I can see the difference. It does have this nice blue light here. I'm gonna turn the lights off and you can see how it looks. Yeah, oh yeah. You know, I never thought I'd really geek out at a salt and pepper mill, but I kind of like these. They're kind of cool. Never seen anything quite like this before, but I'm definitely kind of a fan of these. Number 7 marks the reappearance of Dream Farm in my best of the year countdown. Back in April, I did a collection of Dream Farm gadgets, and one stood out above the rest. And that would be the Ograte. It's a circular grater that could win a gold medal in speed grading if such a thing existed. Let's flash back to my original review and see how that went. So this is set up so you can go straight across on this side and in circular motion on this side. All right, it's definitely working. It is definitely working. We have some shredded potato there. Now, one feature I do like about the Ograte is this little end here. It also works as a scraper, so you can scrape everything off when you're done. Now on this side, they have a ring around here which prevents you from slipping off the edge, and you can go in a circle continuously. So you're supposed to just kind of go in a circle like this. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Oh, that is pretty fast. That is pretty quick. That's pretty fast. That is pretty, I would have to admit. Oh yeah. All right, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this one. You can speed grate with this thing. The normal grater side is just kind of average, but this side, this is where the magic happens, and I'm a fan. Number 6 on my list is a product that I happened to see while mindlessly watching QVC over the summer. They were raving about this multi-function gadget that's been around for years, and I ordered it without thinking about it, but after reviewing it, I realized the hype was real. It's the Auto Safety Master Opener. It does a lot of things and does them pretty well. Here's some scenes from my original review. It's a 5-in-1 kitchen gadget. It seems pretty popular, so I'm gonna try it out for myself and see how it really works. It seems like each function is pretty easy to access, and big surprise, it worked. Because it's so big and bulky, it actually makes it pretty solid to hold on to. When you first put it on there, it kind of slips, but as soon as you apply pressure, it seems to grab onto it. It's very smooth. I'm not requiring very much effort. There it goes. Oh, wow. It does feel pretty smooth though. And there we go. Slide it underneath. Pull back. Wow, that's very smooth. I will say, I've done other ones like this, did not work that well. All right, so I've got it hooked onto the jar. Oh, I heard it. It was quiet, but I heard it. Oh yeah, huh. And once again, hooking it onto the jar itself. Give it a pull. Oh, I heard and felt that release. I would say this one is kind of a jack of all trades and a master of most. Number 5 on my list is a product that I've been wanting to review for years, and I wish I hadn't waited now that I tried it out because it works so well, and that is the Frigidaire Countertop Ice Maker. If you're like me and make a lot of ice, this one will certainly fit the bill. There's a lot of ice makers out there like this, but this one is a brand name and it's competitively priced. Here's some scenes from my original review. All right, now I've got the water in there right to the max fill line. Replace the ice basket, close the cover. I'm going to press the on-off button, and I'm going to leave it on large cubes. Oh, we have basically like a little waterfall going on. That's kind of nice. Oh yeah. We have the first batch, just over 8 minutes. There it goes. There we go. Oh, they're dropping. They dropped. They dropped. It's pretty cool, actually. Now it's just going to shove them into the basket. All right, there we go. Moving the basket. Seems like a pretty good amount. This is how much we got in an hour and a half. So right about 1 pound of ice in an hour and a half. Putting my cubes in a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna put it in the freezer and just keep going. So I did 6 batches in about 7 hours, and I got about 6 pounds of ice out of that, which seems pretty good to me. It's very simple to use, and it's pretty consistent, and it makes a pretty good amount of ice. Number 4 on my list is a product that's one of the more innovative ones I've seen out there, and that is this, which is the JoGo Brew Straw, which can literally replace a coffee maker. I found the results to be pretty impressive, but if you're still skeptical, check out some scenes from my original review and see for yourself. All right, I've got my coffee in this cup. I've got some loose tea in that one. Now they say to stir the coffee and then just let it sit for about 4 minutes. It's already covered in grounds just from stirring it, so that's how many grounds are in there. I'll be curious how this really works. And we're at the 4-minute mark. The moment has arrived. Give it one last stir. Here we go. Do I think this is gonna work? If you had told me without looking at the reviews, I'd say no, but after seeing how people like it, I'm gonna say it might. Oh, wow. Wow, there's actually 0 grounds in that. Wow, I gotta say, I'm kind of impressed. I'm very impressed, actually. Let's try adding a little creamer and see what happens. Wow, that's actually, that's very smooth tasting. You can see how much is actually in there, wow. And that's all she wrote. All the grounds in the bottom, I got none in my mouth. I think it works. But let's move on to the tea now and see how that works. That's perfectly fine. There's a lot of tea. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. There's a lot of tea floating around in there, and none are going to the straw. None of it. As far as the coffee and the tea goes, I really think it worked surprisingly well. So I have nothing really bad to say about it. Now, when I started doing my best of the year countdowns in 2017, every product in that list was an As Seen on TV product. Well, this year, there's only one As Seen on TV product on the list, and number 3 is the Vacutrim. I use this product every day, and in fact, that's what I've been using to keep my beard in shape for the last year. I love the fact that it has a dial where you can adjust the length. I like the fact that it has a vacuum that keeps most of the whiskers off the counter. It's a solid product. I've recommended this many times outside of YouTube, and here's some scenes from my original review. Got this dial here that raises it up. Oh, that's kind of cool. To add the attachment, all you do is stick it in there and it snaps into place. Now there's a dial here. You can see there's numbers 1 and 11. 1 is for the short attachment and 11 is for the long one. So you can go from 1 up to 10 or 11 up to 20. It sounds like a vacuum. One side's gonna be shaved by the vacuum trim and the other one by the wall trimmer. Oh, I hear a lot going on this time. Oh yeah. So it looks like so far, it's not 100%, but it's certainly better. All right, taking a look at the results here, on the left side is the wall trimmer, on the right side is the Vacutrim. This is with the number 2 attachment, number 1 attachment, no attachment. Clearly less whiskers left behind from the Vacutrim. I really like the dial here where you can adjust the level without having to change attachments. That's a nice feature, so I'm kind of a fan of the Vacutrim. Number 2 on my countdown is a product I wasn't sure I was going to use, but I've actually used it more and more since my review, and that is the Shokz OpenRun bone conduction headphones. Now, although the quality isn't the same as regular headphones, the fact that you can hear your surroundings and you don't have anything over or in your ear, to me that's a complete eye-opener and ear opener. And here are some scenes from my original review. But these don't go in your ear or over your ear. These are bone conduction headphones. It transmits the sound directly through the bones of your skull, directly to the inner ear. It bypasses your eardrum. That can be useful to some people with certain hearing problems. What's also nice about it is it leaves your ears open so you can hear the sounds around you. But I do like the fact that I can still hear everything in the room. I don't feel like I'm blocked off from everything, so it's kind of a trade-off. I don't really like the feeling of walking around not being able to hear cars and bicycles around, so this might be better than that. I kind of like the fact that I can hear cars around, bicyclists coming behind me, I won't get run over. But on the other hand, maybe you take a little bit of a sacrifice in quality for safety. It's really good for podcasts, it's okay for music, good for safety though. And there's a big truck coming behind me and I can hear it because I have these on instead of my other headphones. Different experience for sure, but I kind of like it. It's almost like having 4 ears. I can hear 2 for the outside and 2 for the music or the podcast. You can use it in bed as long as you're on your side.
Is it clear? Is it clearer? Probably not clearer. It might be nearly as clear. And I'm impressed by the fact that there's a microphone behind your mouth that still picks it up.
So I think it's a pretty good option for people that want to maybe take some phone calls, be active, listen to some music in the background. Now before I get to my number 1 pick, there's a couple more products that I thought deserved a place in this video. So here are a few honorable mentions. I'll start my honorable mention with the Wrap Buddies. These are simple and quite useful. All they really do is hold wrapping paper in place and provide a tape dispenser at the same time. As simple as that is, it's been quite useful for me. Check out some scenes from my original Wrap Buddies review. It's kind of an unusual looking gadget when you look at it. All right, so that roll of tape is on there. So inserting the El Cheapo roll. So now we have to just insert it in there and clamp. All right, so we should be good to go. How's it gonna roll out? But it does seem to fit. Can I roll it back up? I can. This is one of my big lots rolls, and this opening is much larger. Let's try that. All right, I got both clamps in place. Let's see, does it work? Oh, that's not bad. Not bad at all. That does not seem too bad. That's not too bad either. Put it on the side here. You can kind of use both hands and adjust it a little bit here if you need to on this round table, so that doesn't look too bad. I do like the fact that the tape is so handy right there, and this does a pretty good job of holding and dispensing the paper, so a pretty good job overall. The next honorable mention is a product I found to be unique, a conversation piece, attractive, and a part of my set now, which is right back there, which is the Candle by the Hour. It's a self-extinguishing beeswax no-drip candle. I just think it's an interesting and unique product, and here's some scenes from my original review. I mean, look at that, it's a very interesting looking candle. It almost has kind of a steampunk look to it, although this was supposedly developed way back in the 1600s. All right, here we go. All right, now we're making progress here. All right, I think we're right at about 2 inches. I'm gonna hit the stopwatch and see how long this actually takes. 2 inches, it should be 40 minutes. So let's just enjoy this nice soft glow for 40 minutes or less and see how it goes. Oh, and it just went out. It just went out. Technically it lasts 45 minutes, but really the last several minutes of that really wasn't very much to look at. Let's light it one more time and see what happens. I'll get my stopwatch going once again. Will it last 40 minutes? Let's find out. So as far as I'm concerned, the Candle by the Hour does work. Well, it comes down to this for my #1 pick for 2023, and I use a lot of considerations for picking the top item each year, and this year, the criteria I used were something that was useful and something that's relatively inexpensive. So my #1 pick for this year is inexpensive and quite useful, and that is this, the Easy Release Ice Cube Tray. As you can see, I just pull it out of the freezer because I use it every single day. The reason I like this is because the ice stays protected from freezer odors. It has a container so you can make multiple batches at once. The ice is easy to release and it's held up with daily use. At under 20 bucks, I think this is a great buy. Here's some scenes from my original Easy Release Ice Cube Tray review. It's a double decker. You got 2 layers here. It has a built-in container and you have a top that helps push the ice out into the receptacle below. All you have to do is fill it with water, put it in the freezer, turn the ice cube trays over and press to release. All right, I think I've got them pretty well filled here. So let's stack them up and put them in the freezer and see what happens. I got these stacked up. It's been 24 hours. Let's put them out of the freezer and see what happens. So let's take one of these trays here, nicely frozen, put it on here face down. Oh wow, we're getting some falling out already. Then we take the top here and these are going to push down on the silicone base and push the rest out. Let's see. And, oh yeah, that was definitely oddly satisfying for that one. The cubes are not bad. They're kind of small. They're not bad looking though. In fact, what's weird is they're not even completely square. And hiya! And we have kind of a decent amount of ice. Hiya! Over here we have the distilled water. Here is the tap water. I guess the distilled water looks a little better. This one I think actually lives up to the advertising hype. It produces a good amount of ice, it's easy to use, the release system seems to work pretty well, so as far as I'm concerned, this particular ice cube tray actually works. Well, that's it for my best of 2023. As with any year, there's a lot of hits and misses throughout the year, and I found this batch to be pretty interesting. And speaking of misses, stay tuned for my worst of the year, which is coming up very soon. I also want to say thank you so much to those of you who have watched, liked, and subscribed throughout 2023, and I look forward to seeing all of you again in 2024. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.